Okay, now Steve, explain this about this poster.
This is a poster from a little remembered magician, Leon the Great. I just love this poster when I first saw it. There's only about 6 or 8 left in the world. I think he performed back in the 20s and 30s maybe. But this is an interesting illusion where he would show an empty glass case of water and then cover it up with a cloth and hoist it up in the ceiling. And then he'd have a woman stand on this little table and then cover her with paper. And then he'd set the paper on fire and she would vanish. And then he would pull the cover off the thing of water and she would appear up there.
No way. And so I mean, Leon the Great was actually, I mean, a real person?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a book written about him.
And so now what is the code about? The code about, I mean, you can't tell tricks, can you?
Well, in this case, is obviously they used twins. So she was already in the box. They had a way of concealing her. It looked like an empty.
Well, obviously. I had no idea.
So then there's a trap for her. I mean, there'd be a mirror down on the table. So, yeah.
That's wild. Okay. So now this one over here. Was Casper the Great a real person?
Carter the Great.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carter.
Yes, he didn't perform that much in this country because, and again, he was back in like 1910, 20, 30. Back then, magicians were very litigious, and they would sue other magicians if they thought they had stolen like an illusion they created. For instance, a guy named Horace Golden claimed to have invented the sawing a woman in half illusion, which today is like a standard part of any act, but back then was a sensation when it first came out. And so he would sue anybody. And Carter, he wanted to use the illusion, but he didn't want to pay for it. So he mostly performed overseas, like in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Europe, because the magicians usually wouldn't chase him down that far.
Now, have you sawed a woman in half?
No, but I know different ways to do it. I don't think Mary would let me try it on her. But actually, Carter's more remembered today because he luckily died when he had a lot of his paper posters still left that he hadn't used. Because usually things would be glued up on boards in front of theaters and then scraped off and, of course, destroyed. But he had a really great eye for how to design a poster with a lot of color. So these aren't that rare.
So back before you were ever a writer, did you ever have dreams of being a magician?
No.
So
Well, as a kid, I did certain little magic tricks like that. I never got serious until I joined the Magic Castle and then started. I have like 500 books on magic back home. It's crazy. It got way out of control.
So now this box behind you, what's the story on it?
A magician named Howard Thurston. He was a contemporary Harry Houdini's, again around the teens, 20s, and 30s. In this case, this box would be right on the stage. A woman would get into it. She'd stick her fingers up through this slot to show she was still there. Then they would hoist the box up. It was about 5-10 feet off the stage. And the assistants would wheel out the base. And then the box would fall to pieces and she'd be gone.
So do you know how to do it? Is that when you can't tell? Or?
Well, there's a hidden compartment in the base where she would hide.
Well, sounds comes. Well, yeah.
It's all very old and kind of frail.
That's cool though. So now, okay, back to you. Back to Hollywood. Back to you writing. Did you ever have any ambition to get into acting?
I did some acting in college, just enough to know I wasn't that good at it. And when I first went to LA, I got swept up kind of in the comedy craze, going to the Comedy Store, and I thought I'd like to try to be a stand-up.
Did you try?
I got up there on an open mic night and bombed, and so I decided I don't think I can handle the ups and downs of that.
Do you
I just like being in the background writing.
You remember any of your jokes from that?
Oh, no, and if I did, I wouldn't say it. Yeah, and I wouldn't be not good at dealing with hecklers because I'd always think up the perfect comeback like a minute later. It's like, too late, the moment's passed. But with writing, I'm not under a deadline. I have all the time to come up with the right line, the funny line.
All right, so okay, what do you do for hobbies?
Oh.
Or do you just constantly work?
Well, mostly I just keep plugging away at the book. I mean, it's just labor intensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to run, exercise,
Mm-hmm.
gym. I do a little karate.
Did you play sports back in college and high school?
High school, that's another area where I did not excel at anything.
Mm-hmm.
Writing is the only thing I was ever good at. I mean,
Yeah.
I never shot a round of golf 9 holes under 100. Tennis, I was horrible. Track, I was last.
So you picked the right career.
Yeah, I don't need to be fast or strong.
All right.
Well, I guess this is the end of the interview. I'm not sure where Paul went. I want to point out the brains behind my outfit here is my dog Chewy. I have to have a dog muse on my desk or I just can't get anything done. This has been Steve Pepoon, the Emmy Award-winning Steve Pepoon. Saying so long. Good luck. Peace.